Hello folks, welcome to NFL Week 5 predictions video. Last week I went 9 and 6. Now the reason why I went 9 and 6 and not 10 and 6 or 9 and 7 is because the Packers and Cowboys ended in a tie. So it didn't count. It didn't count. But if you want me to count it, comment down below. I would probably count it as a 44-19 record, which is my overall record, but I'm not going to count ties. But if you want me to count the tie, let me know in the comment section below. Let's get to it. 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Prime Video. Rams are a 7.5-point favorites. San Francisco coming off a tough loss to the Jaguars at home. They got to go to Los Angeles, take on the Rams, who are feeling comfortable after their big win against the Colts. The big story, of course, Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Jawan Jennings, both are out this week against the Rams. So I'm going to take the Rams in this game. I just think the Rams offense is going to be clicking. Their defense will shut down Mac Jones and that 49ers offense. They'll probably focus more on CMC because, yes, he will be a pass catcher too. But a runner, it's going to be a little difficult for them to go after CMC. But I'm going to take the Rams. Rams win it 31-20. Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cleveland Browns at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network. Minnesota is a 3.5-point favorites. Minnesota back-to-back international games. Of course, last week they went to Dublin, fell short of a comeback win. Unfortunately, they lost to the Steelers. They welcomed the Browns, who earlier today they benched Joe Flacco and named Dylan Gabriel as their starting quarterback. So I'm excited to see what he can do. This to me is a flip of a coin. I'm assuming this is 9:30 a.m. I'm sorry if I say p.m. I do apologize about that. It is 9:30 a.m. in London. So being played in London, I'm gonna take the Vikings. I will give the edge to that Vikings defense more because they are going up against a rookie quarterback who is going to come in London, making his first international debut and NFL debut against a real good Vikings defense. So give me the Vikings 21-20 Vikings. Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Jets at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Dallas is a 2.5-point favorites in this one. They were coming off a draw to the Packers, and from those Cowboys fans, yeah, I know your pick'em league or your pick for you guys to pick the Cowboys did not go as according to plan. It ended in a tie. Could they finally get that win? They're taking on the Jets, who are winless, and some people are looking at this game as an upset alert because, yes, the Cowboys defense has been struggling the past 4 games, while for the Cowboys offense, they look very clean with Brian Schottenheimer calling the plays. So give me the Cowboys winning this game. Cowboys winning by 4. New York Giants take on the New Orleans Saints at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. New Orleans is a 1.5 favorites. It's the battle of can the Giants get their second win of the season, or will Kellen Moore get his first win of the season? Saints coming off a loss to the Bills on the road. They welcome the Giants, who starts 1-0 in the Jackson Dart era. So a very impressive debut for Jackson Dart. I'm going to take the Giants. I think the Giants defense will get after Spencer Rattler. And yeah, I think pressure will be on him more than Kellen Moore. That being said, I think week 6 we'll hear the Saints will shift to Tyler Shuck as their starting quarterback. And yeah, I think that will be the end of Spencer Rattler. With that being said, Giants win. Las Vegas Raiders take on the Indianapolis Colts at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Indy is a 6.5-point favorites. Indy coming off a tough loss on the road against the Rams. They head back home and welcome the 1-3 Raiders, who are hoping to forget that block field goal attempt that they should have won and should have positives with Ashton Jeanty, who had a big day against the Bears defense. Here, I'm going to take the Colts in this one. I think they can establish the run game with Jonathan Taylor. The question is, can their defense slow down Ashton Jeanty, who is coming off, again, a great performance against that Bears defense? That's a question mark we'll keep an eye on, but give me the Colts by 4. Miami Dolphins take on the Carolina Panthers at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Miami is a 1.5 favorites. I think earlier it was supposed to be Carolina is a 1.5 favorites because of Tyreek Hill's injury, who is now out for the year. So a lot of questions surrounding their offense. But for Miami, they enjoy their win against the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. Now the question is, can one of these players are going to have to step up? Who's it going to be? We know Jalen Water very well. He's the speedster. Davon H.N. speed. But they brought Darren Waller out of retirement, and he had a great debut against the Jets. 2 receiving touchdowns. I think right now he is questionable to play. So if he is healthy for this game, I think he should have a big-time game against the Panthers defense, who give up 42 points. Well, honestly, you can't stop Drake May on that offense, but special teams did not do anything to stop the Patriots special teams. Really disappointed. Here, I'm going to be really honest. I'm going to take the Dolphins. I'm sorry, Carolina. I can't pick you guys because, look, here's the reason. That you got to play Tua, got to play Waddle, Achane. Those are your 3. But Waller is that 4th X factor. If the Dolphins run the ball and if someone else step up for Tyreek Hill, they would win this game against that Panthers defense that's been struggling this year. Miami wins it, but I'll say it's a close game. Miami wins it by 3. Denver Broncos take on the Philadelphia Eagles at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Philadelphia is a 3.5 point favorites who are coming off a big win on the road against Tampa Bay on 100 degrees of weather. They head back to the city of brotherly love and welcome the Broncos, who their defense shut down the Bengals offense for only 3 points. So they're keeping that mojo going. But here, I'm going to take the Eagles. I think they stay undefeated. Again, the Broncos defense, my question for them is, how do you slow down Saquon Barkley, and how's that front four of the Broncos going to slow the touch push? Because again, the Eagles faked the touch push against the Bucs because, of course, the Bucs knew it's going to be a touch push. When they did not expect it, it was a fake touch push. Eagles win by 5. Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Houston is a 1.5 favorites. Both these teams are coming up opposite mojos. For Houston, first win of the season. They dominate the Titans. They go to Baltimore, take on the Ravens, who are dealing with some questions surrounding Lamar Jackson, who is dealing with a hamstring injury. The early reports is that Cooper Rush is in line for the starting job for if Lamar is out for this game. I don't know about this game, but this is a 50-50 game, but I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, I'm going to go aggressive in this one. I think the Ravens will just hand it to Derrick Henry. And I think Cooper Rush will do his best to throw those deep balls to Zay Flowers, Rashawn Bateman, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. But I think the big factor for the Texans defense is stopping the run, and it starts with Derrick Henry. So give me the Ravens by 4. Tennessee Titans take on the Arizona Cardinals at 4:05 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Arizona is a 7.5 point favorite who are coming off a tough loss at home against the Seahawks on Thursday night. They welcome the Titans, who are coming off a disappointed, or should I say, shutout loss to the Texans. Here, give me the Cardinals. I think this is a must-win game for the Cardinals than the Titans. So Titans lose. They go 0-5. They will fire Brian Callahan after that game. And Arizona will go 3-2. And I say, Arizona, you win by 6. Time for my game of the week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks at 4:05 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Seattle is a 3.5 point favorite. Both of these teams will be wearing their throwback jerseys, celebrating 50 years of their two meetings. Of course, I think it's the 50th anniversary of this match on this day, which is kind of awesome to see. We'll see the Bucks in their crimsicle jerseys against the Seahawks throwback jerseys, which is going to be awesome to see. But let's get to the game. Tampa Bay coming off a tough loss to the Eagles at home, but the main concern is Bucky Irvin, who came out of the press conference with a walking boot. Now, the latest is it could probably be a foot injury. We're not sure what it is, but if he's out this week, expect Rashad White to step up as RB1 for this week against the Seahawks defense. Now, yeah, they slowed down the run, but they couldn't stop that an almost comeback game win for the Cardinals, but they still managed to win it in the biggest moments from Sam Darnold. This was a tough one. Being played in Seattle, it is a loud environment. I think the Bucks will be focused. I think they go to Seattle, they go on the road, they beat the Seahawks. Give me the Bucks by 2. Detroit Lions take on the Cincinnati Bengals at 4:25 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Detroit is a 10.5 point favorite. This is the highest spread of the week. Detroit coming off a big win against the Browns, while they head to Cincinnati and take on the Bengals, who, yeah, there's nothing to say about the Bengals because of Jake Browning, who's not doing what a lot of us are expecting since Joe Burrow got down about 2-3 weeks ago. Here, I'm going to take the Lions. I think it's going to be a little closer than just 10.5, but give me the Lions by 8. Washington Commanders taking on the Los Angeles Chargers at 4:25 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Chargers are a 2.5 point favorites. Washington coming off a tough loss to Atlanta on the road, while for the Chargers, a tough loss on the road against the Giants, which they should have won. Here's what I'm hearing the latest. The latest is that Jane Daniels is been medically cleared by doctors up this today, and we'll see will he be practicing Thursday and Friday. And if he is good to go, he is good to go for this game. And of course, for the Chargers, yeah, Joe Alt, it looks like he is going to be missing several weeks with a injury. So that's another big loss for the Chargers here. I'm going to say the Commanders do it. They need this win the most. They got to keep themselves in that Jane Daniels return game. So give me Jane Daniels and the Commanders. They win it by 4. New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills at 8:20 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Buffalo is a 7.5 point favorite on Sunday night. They will debut their NFL rivalries jersey, all white and white helmets. That is going to be looking cool when Josh Allen wears those helmets. They're coming off a big win, dominant win against the Saints, while for the Patriots, special teams helped them to beat the Panthers. Yeah. Give me the Bills. I think the Bills win it, and it will be Stephon Diggs versus his former team, so Diggs should have a big game. However, I think the Bills win it. Bills win it by 5. And finally, Monday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Kansas City is a 3.5 point favorite, of course, after a big win against the Ravens. Well, you can say dominant win or big or humongous win. Yeah, against the Ravens, 20-37. They take on the surprising 3-1 Jaguars. Duval. Who did not expect this team to go 3-1? I didn't. But here in Jacksonville, it's going to be a fun game. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'm making these bold moves, but I'm going to say the Kansas City Chiefs win it on Monday night. Chiefs win by 5. That's it for my NFL predictions for week 5. Hello there. If you have not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news. If you're watching it on TikTok and if you liked it, you can follow me on my TikTok account and comment down below your thoughts of Week 5's prediction video and your predictions. NFL Week 5.